Hey everybody, welcome back to Darvanalee Designs Studio. For those that don't know, my name's Nicole Reed, and today we are here for day 4 of our Advent opening from Add More Zest, along with a floss tube and a combined floss tube and stitch with me. So let's get started. Good morning or good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you for taking some time out of your day and spending it with me while we open up day 4 of our Add More Zest Advent. And we've also got a Stitch With Me and Floss Tube today as well. They're a combined one. We did a little bit of the combined Floss Tube and Stitch With Me back in the middle of the year, and it was quite a popular video, so I thought that I would do a couple throughout Advent as well. All right, so without further ado, we're going to open up a day 4, and I don't know, this is a tiny little one. It may be an ornament or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, let's open it up and see what we got today. Oh, a taste of a cross stitch. Try another craft this Christmas. That's so funny. I mean, at the end of the day, I came to cross stitch because of diamond painting, and I guess a lot of diamond painters would go to cross stitch because of diamond painting. So it works either way. All right, so this is cute. Try another. Let's have a look what it is. All right, let's see if we've got it looks like it's going to be a little ornament. We've got all of our little bits and pieces that we need. Let me just pull out the little chart. Okay, now there's no way of getting around this. That's what it's going to look like, which is super cute. That's going to make a nice little ornament to hang on the tree. And I might even get that started and get that done before Christmas. That would be absolutely fabulous if I could do that. Finish it in like a flat finish, and then that way I will have something handmade on the tree this year that I've made. That is awesome. That is so cute. Even though I am a cross stitcher, I do appreciate that I've got something, you know, if I was a diamond painter, I've got something new to try. Absolutely love it. All right, without further ado, let's get on with our floss tube and stitch with me. All right, so that was a cute little cross stitch that we just got. Yeah, so we're going to stay in this, and my floss tube is going to be this way. There's 2 reasons for this that is happening. One is because of the simple fact is that my camera is overheating and I'm not getting much time done on the camera, and then I have to cool it down and all that sort of stuff because it's incredibly hot here as well, which is not helping the situation. So I thought, you know what, I'm already set up for it, so we're going to do this how it is, and then that way we can my camera's just trying to focus, so I'll just leave my hand there so it can focus. We can just do the floss tube this way. You're probably going to see everything a little bit better anyway, because it's the overhead. Yeah, so we're going to do floss tube this way for this week. And just a heads up too, there's actually 2 reasons. My neighbors also partied all weekend, so that's not been great. And so I'm just really don't feel like being on camera at the moment, and I've got a live stream, so I'm trying to just sort of get myself together. So this week I've worked on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think, and a new start is in amongst that as well. So yeah, so I have done some stitching this week. I haven't done as much as I normally would like to do, but I've got Mia here, and so she keeps interrupting me, get me this, do that, you know, and so that also impacts it and whatnot. But I've got some haul as well, and I'm also going to talk a little bit about the flag sale that we've got coming up. I'm just putting the final touches on graphics and all that sort of stuff. I'm sorry, Gail, I've dropped the ball a little bit there, but Gail and I are collaborating together for a sale that we're doing together. So it is a flag sale, and I will show you that and have a little bit of details, just some of the things that are coming up with it, and all those details should be finalized by midweek, Thursday the latest, and then you'll be able to fill in the forms and do all the things. All right, so let's just get into it, shall we? Let's start off with the all-time favorite of a Snow Village, which I'm actually really liking doing it this way. You know what? This floss tube might end up just being this way because that's a really good picture. You don't have my head in the way. Yes, the camera is trying to focus on it and all the rest of it. So this is the one that I did, and we finished that one up. I got 365 stitches into that. If you're wondering how I keep track of that, I use a thing, it's called Counter Thingy, I think it's called. Digital Tally Counter Pro is what it's called. And I paid for this. I think it was like $5, but I can keep lists of what I've done in the week. And so you can see there that I've got projects. The only one that I haven't put anything into, didn't add into here was, oh, let me just get rid of that, was Snow Village. I am filming this through Zoom and I just touched my mouse and a little thing come up, so I do apologize for that. But I got 365 stitches in this and finished it up, and we moved it down to here. So yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that. And Rolanda sent me a message going, you missed 2 stitches, and I do appreciate that. Thanks for the reminder. I'm very aware that I missed 2 stitches there because I was stitching it early in the day. But yeah, so basically I have moved it and we're storming on. So I am stitching on 16 count the Ada. It is hand dyed by me. It's called Lagoon, and that is pretty true to color. Actually, I really enjoy filming this way because the simple fact is you can actually see the colors really well on this. So that is that one. That will probably get a little bit more love this week as well, because I want to continue that on because we are doing Stitchmas. So I am working on Holiday Quaker. So let me bring that out. Now this is filmed out of sequence. So the next part that you'll see will actually be the little me stitching and chit-chatting. So this is Holiday Quaker. I started this back in 2021 Christmas, and I just work on it in December. I do about 12 hours roughly on this, anywhere from 9 to 12 hours each December. And this is where we have got up to so far. So let me bring this out. So this is just, so let me just cover the bit that I done today. This is what I had done so far. Okay, this is an opalescence, which you can see it better in the Stitch With Me. It's an opalescence, and it's I've done a couple of swap outs, and I talk about that also in the Stitch With Me. I do an update for that, but this is where I got to in the last 2 years. So I did a lot of Santa last year. And then I ran out of the color that I needed for that. So yeah, I now have all those colors back, and I believe this is the spruce one. I think it is. I can't remember. Anyway, I think it is. It's not Raven, I know that. I think it is blue spruce is the color that I ran out of. So I've got some more of that. But yeah, we also have the little Santa hat. I pretty much finished the Santa hat off in the stitching, but that's where we're at. And I do apologize that the floss tube is a little disjointed. Now, I got this fabric from Sew It All Australia. It's 32 count even weave. It doesn't have a color on it, but I'm pretty sure that it was called Sky, and all that sort of stuff. And so yeah, so it says not to wash it in detergent or anything because it must remove some of the colors or something. I don't know, but anyway, it says not to wash it, and it's from Sew It All Australia. So this one only gets some love every December. So we will be working on this, and I will also be working on this outside of the Stitch With Me's because I don't quite have 12 Stitch With Me's happening because I've got slow stitching Saturday and all the rest of it. But it is absolutely beautiful. I'm loving it. This Santa hat is adorable. I want to stitch that up again and turn it into a little ornament, which is probably something I will do after I'm finished playing around with this and it's all complete and ready to get framed. All right, the next one that I worked on, which it was, let me just have a look. Where's my cover part? This is, it's going to focus. Oh, sorry about that. It's just going to take a little while to focus. So this is Halloween at Hawk Run by Carriage House Samplings. When we discussed this last time, I put some more stitches in it. I think I put 165 stitches in this one. Let me just have it, 100 and something anyway. Let me just bring it up again. 176 stitches I put in this one. So I am working on this center one here at the moment, and when I brought this out in October, there's a couple of blocks in here that I really don't like. This one here is not a favorite, and nor is this one. So basically what I thought I would do is I will eliminate those, and then I'm just going to pick my favorite out of here. So far I am definitely keeping the Headless Horseman. I'm going to bring the pumpkins up to here, and then I'm going to bring the bats down here and the spooky trees down here, and then that's all I'm going to have. So I'm going to take out essentially I'm going to take out 6 blocks, 4 blocks. Yes. So yeah, so 4 blocks I'm going to take out because I don't like this. I don't like this one. Although the train with the smoke coming out looking like ghosts is pretty cool. But yeah, so I'm rearranging that and I'm just going to have it small. And there is another reason why is because this is stitched on 28 count. If I had my time over again, I would probably stitch on this on a higher count just to bring the size down again. So let me just move me stuff out of the way. So oh, that's a really clear picture. I'm really liking this. So I had got all this done during, like, we had no witch, so I got a lot of this done in October, and I put 176 stitches in this yesterday. So I was just working on her hair, so this will probably get a little bit more love as well over the next couple of weeks, because I'd like to get the witch finished before the end of the year. So there's a frog, I think, that's got to go in her hand, and of course we're almost up to her face. So this, when we get to this part here, we'll be starting to get close to her face and her hat. So I'd like to get her finished by the end of the year. And this is a piece that I am going to be working on next year as well. So yeah, so it'll get some love. And just taking those charts out, I think I'm going to do that with a lot of the hook run ones, because there are several that I don't like. I really don't rate the full coverage ones. There's always one full coverage one, and it'll have to be something pretty special for me to put it in. But yeah, this is like, and considering that the witch is going to end about here, that is quite a big thing. So you could seriously just do the center witches on their own, and there's a lot happening in that, like a lot happening in that. So yeah, I could definitely just do that on its own. So you can see sort of where I'm up to. So I'm just about here on mine. So I've just got that little section there, and then I'll be moving on to each sections. Will I get this finished next year? I don't know where it's going to go, but yeah, so it's actually this witch that I'm working on. No, this one, I am working on this one because there's the owl beside her on the chart. So yeah, but I've made some progress on that, and that's all that matters, right? So 176 stitches is better than nothing. I did fail at the challenges this week, and that's only because I've had Mia here. Let me just grab my charts. All right, it fell on me. All right, so yeah, I know I make project bags and I don't even have project bags. So the next one I worked on, and these were all ones that I picked out to work on for daily 30, and so I had to spend about 3 hours on these. And this one I had to stitch on. There were several colors to choose from. And the Halloween Hawk Run, the reason why I picked that one is because I had to stitch on something that had water in it. And then Snow Village was one that I'm addicted to, and yeah, so that's why I've stitched on them. So I was supposed to stitch on 4 that I picked out, but I didn't get to the 4th one. So this is Autumn Glows by Little Dove Designs. I just love these seasonal ones. I'm really enjoying them. I've got winter on the go at the moment, and I have the autumn one on the go. This is the one that I've worked on. So I worked on this while I was at the pool. So I worked on the tree. I didn't end up doing what the prompt was because it expired anyway. It was supposed to finish up on the 30th or something, and I just didn't get to these before the 30th. So that's why I just ended up doing them on the weekend. I was supposed to stitch on red. So I was going to do the border, but that was the plan, you know, best laid plans, as they say. So that's Autumn Glow by Little Dove Designs, and this is still in the hoop because I want to work on this again this week. I was having so much fun. I am stitching this on a fabric that I have dyed myself, so let me just get that to focus, and let me just see, it is in here. Okay, so Autumn Glow, I'm stitching, I'm using CXC threads, which are compatible to DMC. I started this in 2021 on the 29th of the 12th. This was a new start in 2021. Now, as you know, for the last 2 years, my stitching mojo has been a little bit average, but it seems to be back. So that's fine. And I didn't realize that I've only done 12 floss tubes this year. This will be my 13th one that I've done this year. 18 count Ada. It is called Autumn, the colorway, and it is hand dyed by me. It's a little bit crinkled and all the rest of it, but I got the tree done, and the top I'm assuming is a mushroom. I didn't have that color with me yesterday to finish off the stem for that, but I started on the tree, and I just did this while I was at the pool. So yeah, so I got those stitches in it, and I didn't count these stitches, but there's about 170, 180 stitches that I got done, because I got this done, and then there's a fair chunk in the trees. Actually, it's probably only about 160 in that, just looking at it. But yeah, so not as much as I would have liked, but progress is progress. But this one's actually going to stay out, because I would like to, by the end of the year, get this top row done. This top row done here. So we've just got a pile of leaves to do. It looks like a little mushroom, right? I think that is a little mushroom. And the little house. The house takes a little while to do, but I have started that. And then I will continue on with the border. I'll put that away. But this is actually going to be one. I've got a couple pieces that I want to turn into focus pieces, and I've just got to decide which ones I want. And this is actually in the list. So for next year, because I've got to choose that in the next week for the daily 30. And whatnot. So yeah, and that is pretty true to color. You can see that there. I think what I might do when I go to load up the fabrics and everything, I might actually do a recording so you can actually see what the colors look like, because that, my friends, is very, very true to color. And that is called Autumn, the colorway. So yeah. All right, so and I do have a winter one in here. I've got the two of them in, and you can see there I've done a little bit on that, but not this week. I did that. I started these around the same time, but you can see the cabin does have a lot in it, and whatnot. So yeah, that's and they're a little bit opposite as well, but that's going to look awfully cute, and that's also stitched on fabric that I it is called Winter Warmth, and it's called it's on Storm. That one. So yeah, excuse me. All right, so that is the cross stitches that I've worked on this week, but I did have a new start, and this was for and you'll have to excuse the printout because I ran out of ink right at the most inopportune time. This is the Nutcracker Sow. Now I did count this one. I got 300, and it's already creased. Normally I laminate my cover sheets, but because this won't be around for very long, well, not as long as other ones, I'm not going to worry about it. But Gail from Wombat Hollow Crafts is doing the Nutcracker Sale for 2023. There's information on my Instagram, there's information on her Instagram and her channel. There's also an event running in the Facebook group, which is DDs Quilting and Crafting group, and reading group. And yeah, so this one started on the 1st of December. I actually did this as a stitch with me on Friday as the advent. So that's what it's going to look like when it's finished. It's by Shannon Christine Designs, and apparently she is doing these every year. So this is what I got done on Friday. I haven't worked on it anymore. So if you were on, I might have worked a little bit outside of, yes, I did, because I think I just did the white and then I filled this in. So I did put some more in that night. So I'm sorry, I've got threads still going everywhere. So yeah, so basically I got that done on a Friday, which was the 1st, and I got 313 stitches into this one. This is the colorway Latte. It is a hand even weave. It is a 28 count even weave, and it is by me. So yeah, so this is one of the new colors that we're having. Again, you can see it has that sort of pink hue to it with a bit of tan. So this is probably the best color that you're getting. This is a little bit washed out up here, but down here you're getting that better color. You can see there, and there's my little Santa gear with her snowman. So yeah, you can see that there, that it's looking pretty close to the color. Like I'm looking that on screen and it's close. So that is called Latte. It's probably got a touch more brown into it. Like this is sort of the color that It's got a bit of brown in it, but that's what I got done. And I'm pretty happy with that. Like, there's beads that all go through here. I've still got a lot of stitching to do in the head. Gail has made tons and tons of progress on hers. Her Norman, I think she's calling it, already has a face. So I obviously am going to put some more stitches into this. I definitely will not be getting this finished before the end of the year. So, but that is I'm happy with that progress. And apparently, as I said, Shannon Christine is bringing out something every year for a Nutcracker. So yeah, I've started this on this one, and it's only going to be thin. So I think that I might actually do, I was just going to do them as separate and put them as maybe as a garland or something like that, but I don't know what I'm going to do yet. So I'm thinking I'll wait till next year, leave this fabric as is, and wait till next year, and then I might be able to do them as a little picture or something, a set of 3 or something like that. We'll see how we go, but I'm planning on doing one every year. All right, so that is all the stuff that I worked on. There was one other chart that I was supposed to work on this week that I didn't get a chance to do that. And I am keeping it out to put some stitches into it because this has been hanging around since 2020. And I have been procrastinating on this one because, oh, that looks wonderful when we put it up like that. Let me just move this out of the way and slide that out of the way and get that up. So we're getting to see the whole thing here. So this is where I am at, okay, with this. And I'm going to be putting some stitches into this week. So this is future plans. So if you've been around for a while, you know that there is a mistake in here somewhere, and I cannot find it. I'm not 100% sure where the mistake is. I think it is actually here, because this looks to be a little bit higher than everything else, which means that this is higher, which, yeah, so everything is out. So now I am at a point where I need to fudge this. So yeah, I think this is 2 rows too high. That, which means that this is, because this is where I went to next, is too high, and then I've counted off that, and then so all of this is 2 stitches too high. So for the most part, I can fudge this. So that is sort of where we're at. So I've got the spiders in, and I think there's another little motif that goes here. And I had to work on this one because I needed to work on something that had a moon in it. I didn't have to stitch on the moon. It just had needed to have a moon. And we've got several in this one. So we've got one down here. We've got the moon behind the witch. And then we have, there was somewhere else I seen a moon. Where did I see it? I think when I looked at the chart, there was a moon over here, maybe. And that, so yeah, so this is the one that I decided that I was going to work on, but I didn't get to it. So I'm planning on doing some more on this, doing more on this week. So I don't know. I think I'm just going to focus down in the houses because we've got a lot of fill in to do in them. So I think I'm just going to try and get the houses done today. And yeah, this is definitely going to be a focus piece next year because this will get done sooner rather than later. So I am definitely going to be getting into this, and I will, like you can see here, I've just stopped doing this border because I just don't know where things are going to sit properly. And I think I am going to have to unpick the cats, which is unfortunate, and then replace them. So bring them down a couple of stitches. Because I think the problem is I'm going to hit this one here. So I need to just make sure that I've got my cats right. So yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the purple bit first, and then I'll go from there. All right, so that is what I'm going to do some work on that this week. That is Halloween Quaker by Leela Studios. So yeah, that's sort of where we're at. I need to get that done and get it finished. All right, now I have had some haul as well. Now I don't know if you remember or not, last year I got or August maybe, it was last year, I got Hello Halloween by Teresa Kogut. Well, Teresa Kogut has brought out another book, and I do apologize for the glare. I'll just tip it up this way. And it's called Hello Autumn. So you can see this, I fell in love with this one. This is absolutely adorable. Now you can find Teresa Kogut at all these places. So yeah, you can find her there, and I'm just going to have a look because we have a few charts that are side by side. This is a beautiful picture. I love her artwork. I just love her artwork. I really do. It contains all the charts. There's 8 charts altogether in this as well. And I'm just going to keep moving it off screen just to make sure that I'm not showing any charts. I need to get a piece of paper, I think. No, that's not going to work. Just have to follow it on itself. So we have Folksy Thomas. I mean, this is not one that I would necessarily stitch, but it's still cute nonetheless. A nice little cute sample there. And I do apologize that I'm just pulling it off camera so you can't see it all. There's lovely artwork all the way through. These are ones that I definitely want to do. Like I'm doing the vintage cats from the other one, and this is Harvest Ted and Harvest Tina. So they're very cute. I want to do those for sure. They're adorable. So they will be ones that will be getting done. And they're not overly big, those ones either. They are 15 by 92 in size. Of course, we have an autumn banner. Well, not banner, sign. So I would definitely be doing that. That is just adorable. I love it. Sorry about the camera focusing in and out, but it can't be helped. This one is definitely on my to-do list. I might do a year of autumn or something like that. A lot of my charts are autumn based anyway, but that is absolutely adorable as well. And this one is definitely getting done. Autumnal Bliss. So let that focus. That is absolutely gorgeous. And so I think that is just about it from these ones that I want to do. But yeah, I got this from 123 Stitch, so you can go and check them out. It's on there. It's called Hello Autumn. I think that is the last one in the book. Yes, it is. So again, that is where you can find Teresa everywhere. She's on all the socials. And this is what the book looks like. This will definitely be getting done as well. I absolutely love this one. It's gorgeous. And it looks to be, we've got a couple of fancy floss usually. It's normally not too much fancy floss in it. So it's all DMC. And there's 1 week's dye works, which is called Indian Summer, but there are 3 conversions there for the chart. So all DMC, and that's what I love about Teresa Kogut. There's they look really like they've been done with fancy floss, but they're not. There's only usually just 1 in it. All right, so that is that'll go up on my bookshelf. And apparently Teresa is going to actually be bringing out a lot of the Hello seasons and all that sort of stuff. So it looks like I've got a new obsession. All right, so the next one we're going to be talking about is the Quaker Sampler Australian flag. This is by Vivian Powers, and her Vivistas is this is her, I think that's how you pronounce it, is her Etsy store. And basically this is the flag that Gail and I will be working on, and a few other people are going to be doing it as well. But we spoke to Vivian. Gail sent Vivian a message and asked if she would be able to do a New Zealand flag and also a Union Jack flag. There is a South African flag already in there, and of course there is the Australian flag. And Vivian was kind enough to say yes, and she's charted them all up, so they are ready to go. I will put all the details down for her Etsy store and everything underneath this video. But we are doing a sale for this starting on the 26th of January, and there will be giveaways, there will be Zoom meetups each month and all that sort of stuff. So we're just getting the final details in place. The event will get done up in my Facebook group. And then there'll be stuff going over on Instagram as well. So I'm just getting the final details all together, and the registration form for the Zoom. And the reason we have a registration form is because we ask for your email so we can send you the details, because we don't want to make it'll just be for flag sale members, not for the entire group. So in that aspect, we actually have it. So we lock the room, and we send you an email on the day that it's going to be happening, and then that way it's not everybody coming in, it's just the people that are stitching on the on that. And as I said, we have giveaways and all sorts of stuff planned as well. So keep an eye out. That should be out midweek. If you're not in my Facebook group, be sure to head over to DDs Quilting and Crafting and Reading group, and you'll be able to find all the information underneath the event once that is all set up this week. And yeah, and I will keep you updated in all of the videos that I've got coming out this week. But it is absolutely stunning, and I cannot wait to do this. Is it something that I'm going to get done in a couple of months? Probably not. This will be something that I work on because it's pretty much a full coverage piece where you're doing it. So yeah, so we got a little bit to go, and I think I'm just going to do one little Quaker at a time and work my way through it. So that is sort of my plan of attack. I am stitching this on plain white even weave, and I believe my count is 32 count that I'm going to be stitching it on. So for me, that is going to end up being 12 inches wide by 6.6 inches deep is the stitched area. So allow 5 inches all the way around, it says. And the chart also comes with a chart that you can upload into Pattern Keeper, which is what I will be doing for sure, because I can just have my phone beside me or my iPad and something like that. So be sure to keep an eye out for those details, and I will leave a link down to Vivian's Etsy store. You can go and check her Etsy store out. She's got some beautiful pieces on there, so go and check that out. And keep an eye out for all the information about the 2024 flag sale that we're going to be doing. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, you've got New Zealand so far, Union Jack, South African, and Australian in there. So it's really nice of Vivian to do that. Anyway, that is the end of my haul, and we have actually come to the end of my video. So I just like to say thank you very much for joining me for this part of the video. And now we're going to head over to my Stitch With Me. Here we are going to be working on Leela Studio's Holiday Quaker. This one I started back in, let me think, I think it was 2021. I started at Christmas, and I've done a fair bit of it. And as you would have seen, I have showed it on a couple other videos, but you would have seen it just before in the Flosstube. I'm going to, as always, put some stitches into this. So it's very similar to the Halloween Quaker that I have been working on as well. So just the same thing, but except Christmas stuff. And I thought it was very cute, and I needed to have it. And I know that there's been a few people that have started it and finished it and all the rest of it. So yeah, so it's getting some love today. It's the first time this year that it's getting some love. Overall, I want to spend at least 12 hours on this, anywhere from 12, so sort of from about 9 to 12 hours I spend on it each year, and that over the course of the time. All right, I have swapped a couple of colors out. I've used where they've got DMC, I've used DMC, but I changed the Gentle Arts thread for Cypress, a cucumber, to Cypress by Weeks Dye Works, because I didn't really like the color of the green that they were using. So far, we have done this section here, and we're going to work on the Santa hat today. All right, so here we are. Using a different style of filming today. I am overhead. It's just going to take a little while for it to focus. Occasionally it will go out of focus because it doesn't have a lock for the focus, so just be aware of that. If I've got the screen right in front of me so I can see what's going on, and if that should happen, I will just stop for a second and let it catch up. So yeah, this is where we're at. My phone just is getting way too hot, and I need to have that phone keep working until I can sort out a camera. And we're basically, I've got Savannah doing research, I'm doing research, because there's a lot of like cheaper cameras on the market, but just trying to find reviews about them and stuff like that. Some of them you can't, they're non-existent, others you can, and all the rest of it. So this is the top of the chart. Okay, and that's where we're working. We are working with red today, this red here, and you can see that pretty clearly. Like, I'm pretty happy with how the filming is going. Right now I'm just using my computer, so this is a webcam that I've got, and I'm using my computer just through Zoom, and it's picking up pretty clearly. The only problem I have, if I bring light over, it washes it out, so that's why I don't have any bright lights on it, but it seems to be fairly clear. Of course, you know, in editing, I can bring it a little bit closer as well. So I can play around with that. All right. So the threads that we are using it, just to recap, we have blue spruce, which is the one that I ran out of last year. So we have some more of that. We have some raven, which I was getting close to the end of because I pulled it out of another one. And so we've got that now. We have 2 of those now, so I shouldn't run out. We also have acorn, which is such a pretty brown, like it is such a pretty brown, and that's pretty true to color what you're seeing on screen right now. We also have claret, which is the one that I'm using in the let me just move these a little bit. So that is the one that I'm using in the Santa hat right now. So there's the claret. Okay, these are all a mixture of gentle arts threads, I think they are. Yeah, they're all gentle arts. There's no classic colorworks, because they've got some that have the same sort of color tab as the classic colorwork, so I get confused. We've got gold leaf. We're using that for some things in the chart, and I do believe I have got my swaps here. So gold leaf I changed to heirloom gold. But then I ran out of that, so now we're back to gold leaf. It is essentially the same color. There's not much difference. The angel's face I changed to 739, and joy to the world I changed to Weeks Dyeworks Fathom. But now I've got raven in here, and it's not going to make much of a difference because they're all individual things, and they're very, very close. And I have added Cosmo Fancy sparkle threads to the snowflakes with blue and white, and so it's given it a little bit of sparkle, but I haven't done too much of that. And the frame around Joy to the World I changed to 799, and that was DMC. But we will go over that more and more as we get closer to it. I mean, you're going to forget that by next year anyway, and you can just make out that the fabric is an opalescent, so it has some stuff in that as well. So, and then we've got country redwood as well, which is a rusty sort of color. It's quite a nice color. So we've got 2 of those, and then, as I said, I changed cucumber for Weeks Dyeworks to cypress. I thought cypress looked a little bit more Christmassy than the cucumber when I looked at it, so you can see that trying to focus on it there. So I'm really happy with how that has gone. The color just turned out beautifully on this blue. I just wasn't happy with the cucumber, so I changed it out. And that's the beauty of our cross stitches. We can just change it out. And of course, then I've got this blue, which is 799, that I've been using. And of course, I found a little bird's nest, so I've got to sort that out. I must have just picked it all up last year and chucked it in and then put it away and just didn't even think about it. Normally I go back and sort it out. So this little motif here is the cucumber just didn't have enough variegation in it for me. So this is the cypress that I'm using. So I really like the variegation in the Weeks Dyeworks cypress. And for me, a cucumber for a tree doesn't make sense. So cypress does. No, I'm weird, right? All right, so let's get into a little bit of stitching. I'm going to spend probably about 20-30 minutes with you today because this is attached to the floss tube and all, so I don't want to keep you too long today so you can get stuck into your Christmas festivities. I'm just changing over to my magnifiers, and we're just going to do a little bit of stitching. Now, because I'm using fancy floss, I am going to be doing one stitch at a time. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do on this one, and hopefully we can have a look at the chart without too much of it coming into focus, which actually I can bring it up here because then it's not even in shot and I can see it just in front of me, because where it was I couldn't see it with my magnifiers. So yeah, all right, so the reason that I have done my floss tube a little bit different today is because I am excruciatingly tired. My neighbors have been partying. The music is still going, but it's down to a dull roar now. The police have not come out. They have been partying since Friday night. They weren't too bad on Friday night. Saturday night, actually just after I filmed my diamond paint with me for yesterday's video, I ended up having to use the microphone because of the fact that like I had to use the microphone to do the voiceover because the microphone kept picking like my camera when I was let me start that again. When I first started recording the diamond painting, I was going to use my phone, and then basically it was picking it up. I done a test and it was picking it up. So yeah, I ended up having to set it all up and whatnot. And the good thing about Zoom is that because I was just going to use my camera on my phone because it was only going to be a short diamond painting. But the good thing about Zoom, I can record for a little bit longer and it doesn't matter. But yeah, the good thing about Zoom is it doesn't pick up the background noise. So I was able to do that. So now what I need to do is work out when they decide to, because sometimes they like during the day, they'll start partying and it's like, seriously, why? Why? So yeah, and it was just I didn't want to take the risk of doing my floss, and that's why my floss tube's a different way and all the rest of it as well. I didn't want to take the risk of doing my floss tube and all that sort of stuff. So I just thought, you know what, it can just be an overhead. This one, something a little bit different. I mean, as I said, you all know what I look like. You don't need to see my face. So yeah, I'm excruciatingly tired because they have been going and I have had broken sleep. I have got some sleep, but it's been broken sleep, and they've gone down to a dull roar now. Like I can live with the thumping that I can hear. It was like Calypso Bay. At least it was halfway decent music, right? It was a lot of island music and stuff like that. It wasn't so bad. But yeah, it was just like, oh my God, I need to sleep. So yesterday afternoon, I ended up like that. It was starting to even annoy Mia. Like Mia was like, gosh, they're so noisy, Mima. I'm like, yeah, let's not think about it. So I ended up scrapping what I was going to do yesterday, and I ended up going down the pool, and I spent 4 hours down the pool with Mia. She had a great time. So I'm like, you know what? It was worth it to just go and do that. Yes, I'll have to play catch up. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and work out how to have everything over here so I can do my filming over here. No, it's trying to focus there. There we go. Sorry about that. It will try to focus in and out. But see, and this is the problem that I have with the camera that I have overhead. It focuses on stuff, and then it tries to, because my hands are moving in and out, it does get a little bit blurry. So this sort of stuff really does need to be filmed on a camera that I can lock the focus. So, but even with just like a regular camera, that's going to do that. Like with my phone, I've got a little device, a little thing on there where I can actually lock the focus, and so it doesn't give us too much grief then. So yeah, so I just have to work out what I'm going to do. I was just it's a little bit blurry for me without my glasses because it's too close to me. Like I can see that it is going out of focus. Hang on a sec. Was I supposed to? Yep. I was supposed to do that there. Need to watch what you're doing, Nicole. We have little bits that we've got to leave out. There we go. We're supposed to go to the next one. There we go. So yeah, anyway, it's a work in progress. I just want to get the right, like I don't want to spend, a couple of $1,000s on a camera and then it doesn't work. Do you know what I mean? So I want to make sure that I have the right camera. So we're doing the research right now. So we will get to it. And then of course I've got to find the right tripod for overhead and all that sort of stuff. So all the camera angles are probably going to change. But for the most part, like I can do my booktube and all that sort of stuff, and these sort of videos and all that sort of stuff, I can do these. So it might just you'll just have to bear with it for auto focusing for a bit, but we will be fine. We will get used to it. Change is always a little bit tricky. But for now we can keep going. I don't know whether I'll be able to do my
sewing tutorials over here. I am going to try, I've got a block that I've got to do this week. So I am going to try to do it over here. I'm just going to do a little test and see if it's okay. If it's okay, then I will film over here today. If not, I'll just use my camera on my phone, and it might just take me a little bit longer to get the stuff up. So yeah, it's so tricky though. Like, you want to get the right camera. You want to make sure that it's good. Like, this overhead camera that I've got now is a webcam, as I said. This one has actually taken me quite some time. It took me quite some time to decide which one I wanted to get, and this is actually marketed as a gaming one. So I'm like, okay, I'll use that one. I'll get that one. And I ummed, and if you had been inside my head, I ummed, I ahed, I discussed. Brendan's like, I've got no idea. But in the end, I decided on this one, and mainly because I could go in to the camera software. It comes with like a online driver, and I could actually like, I can focus it. I can, if I need to get the picture a little bit crisper and stuff like that, I could actually focus the camera. So I've gone in and manually set this up as a focus, which works really well, because the simple fact is that I can, you know, depending on the job I'm doing, I can get it to be a little bit crisper and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's sort of where we're at. So yeah, we ended up spending a lot of time down at the pool yesterday, which was great. And then I said to her, like, today I've got a big day. So needless to say, none of the fabric dyeing got done yesterday. So I'm going to have to shift my week around and do it. I can't do it today because I've got streaming and stuff to do. So like, I've committed to other stuff. So I'm going to have to work out with Brendan for him to take Mia for the day. And then that way I will be able to hopefully, let me just cross that off. Hopefully I will be able to get that done. And if he's got a Brisbane trip, she can go with him to Brisbane. And then that keeps her out of the house for quite a number of hours. And I can get a lot done in that time. So the other week when she went, I got so much done. Like, I didn't realize how much time she actually takes away from work, even though I'm out here working and all the rest of it. Of course, that just unthreaded. So I think what I might do is actually end this thread off, get another one, because this is very, very short, and I'm not in the right frame of mind to deal with short stuff today. So let me just put this back on, and then I'll just run that up to the top. And then that way I don't feel the need to play thread chicken. I can't. It's been a long weekend, people. It's been a long weekend, and not in a good way either. It's been a long weekend because of other people. So I'm not real impressed with the other people. Can you tell? Not impressed with the other people. That is the right red. Yes. So yeah, but so that's sort of where we're at today. So that is why my floss tube looks a little bit different. It's very early in the morning here. They're still going. Like, please don't even come. Like, I've just given up even ringing. They just don't even turn up. And I think it's because our police station is closed, and like, there are police around. They are patrolling and that, but I think it's just because for something like that, they've got to come over an hour away. So it's just like, they don't bother. It's like, gee, thanks. Thanks for that. So yeah. But anyway, it is what it is, and there's not much I can do about it. All right, now where are we at? So we have, yep, so that has got to go. Let me just see where we're at. All right, we've stepped in. That's that line. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and then that's on that one. And then I've got to go directly above that. So I've just got to create a pattern here, and it's stepping, and I just want to make sure that I've got it in the right spot because I don't want to have to pull Santa's hat out. So I am going to, neighbors aside, this is how this video is today. So I am going to get some more stitches into this. So next week, we will do my floss tube again. Hopefully it will be, I'll have enough sleep. That's ridiculous. I will have had enough sleep and I will be okay to get on camera. And as I said, I just was tired yesterday and I got back from the pool, so I never got this filmed and all that sort of stuff. So this is why we're here today like this. But anyway, the plans for this week are to get Mia in the truck for the day, and then that way I can get the fabric dyeing done and get that all out by the weekend, or at least by if not Friday, at least by Monday. That will be all packaged up and ready to go for all the custom orders and everything like that. So keep an eye out in your PayPal for your invoice if you've ordered anything. It will be there. The ones that I've already set up invoices for and all that sort of stuff, I'll send you a message basically saying it's coming. All right, so we missed one, so that gives us a little flower. I buggered this up a couple of times last year, so I'm just making sure that we've got it looking right. Okay. If they're wondering why, I don't know, Santa's hat just gave me grief. So yeah, so I'll be doing that this week. I'll also be doing a couple of quilts this week. Of course, we've got our live streams as well. And tomorrow we have a live stream for diamond painting, so don't forget about that. We have our movie advent happening as well. Mia's being a bit of a tool about the TV and not letting me watch the Christmas movies, so I'm getting a bit uppity with her. There was a moment yesterday. There was a moment, people. There definitely was a moment. So yeah, so we had our moment yesterday about the TV. And I think it was just that we were both crabby. So you can imagine how that went on. Like, can you imagine, like, picture it, an 8-year-old digging her heels in about the TV and the 53-year-old going, but I want to watch a Christmas movie, because that's how the conversation went. But I want to watch Christmas movie. I sounded like the 8-year-old and she sounded like the Mimo. No, you're not watching that. And I'm like, So, and then by the time she went to bed, like we had dinner and she went to bed, which I must admit was cereal for dinner. I was like, I can't. I have to go. I have to literally go to sleep now, or I'm not going to get any sleep. So, yeah. That's how I was in bed by 9 o'clock and they were still going. I'm like, come on. I can only put it down to that they're getting on the gear and drinking and getting on the gear. And because, I mean, I don't like, that's the only way I can see how they could go for so long. But anyway, it's just hard. And like, I didn't ring Brendan because Brendan gets really upset about it and all the rest of it, because there have been times where I've rung up and I've been crying because I've been so tired, because I don't just get mentally tired, I actually get physically tired, and it's hard for me to walk around. Like, it's literally, it is like dragging 100 kilos of potatoes behind me, or like I'm trying to push a truck or something and no one's there helping me. That's what it feels like when I'm really tired, because of my thyroid condition and all the rest of it. So I've got to be very careful, and like I do look after myself and take naps and all that sort of stuff, but when you've got someone next door and they've got music going and your whole house is vibrating because it's so loud, it's just ridiculous. You can't sleep. So last night, when I went to bed, I put a book in that I wasn't really interested in, and I've got somewhat noise cancelling earbuds, but they don't stay in very well. But it was enough for me. I put it down low so I could hear the music, not the music, sorry, the book, so I couldn't hear the music. And I could just hear a do, 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 very, very lightly. So it was sort of like it was almost in the book. So it didn't bother me so much, so I could get to sleep on that. So yeah, so that was fine. So that is where we're at. But anyway, enough about that. Let's move on. What else have I been doing? I've been, well, as you've seen in my Flosstube, I have been getting some stitching done, which has been absolutely fabulous. Not as much as I would like. Mia has other ideas for me when I go to stitch. So I've just been doing a little bit of stitching each night. So hopefully once she goes back and all that sort of stuff, it'll step up a little bit, because hang on a sec. I'm just checking. Oh no, that's right. Oh yeah, because there is one right on the edge. I'm looking at it going, hang on, why is there just one white dot on the edge? I wonder if that is a mistake in the thing. Oh no, because it matches the other side. It's like a new flower is going to start. This here is going to be a white dot. So right over here, I'm just looking at it because I'm thinking that looks weird. That doesn't look right. But it is. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, they've got two little flowers, which we can see, the two little white flowers, and then there's a white dot there. If that annoys me, maybe I should just fill it in. I didn't check the website. I still haven't checked their website. Maybe that is a mistake. All right. I will just, if it bugs me too much, I'll just take the white one out and I'll put the red one in, because this one comes out past it. This is what you get when you got Nicole stitching at 6:30 in the morning. Just saying. Yeah, no, that's definitely right. That's what it's got there. I just thought maybe I made a mistake, so I was just double checking that. But yeah, it seems to be right. Our little Santa hat is taking. This is cute. Like, this little Santa hat's adorable. I love it. I noticed that lots of people are doing 12 days of Stitchmas, posting their pictures and their progress pictures and stuff like that. And Gail's Nutcracker. Oh my goodness, Gail, for someone that says that you're a slow stitcher, you are on fire, girl. Because I know that you'll be watching this. So you are on fire. My goodness. And Rolanda, you're probably going to be watching this morning too. I have seen your message. I can't remember what it was called, so I'm going to have to go and research that that software that we were talking about, because that was on our phone call the other day. So yeah, bear with me, hun. I'll get to it. As I said, I haven't answered messages. I didn't get on Zoom last night. I just it was not pretty. Okay, it was not pretty. So yeah, I hope you're all been enjoying the I'm just gonna move that down just a touch because it's just a little bit hard to see. All the advent openings and all that sort of stuff. I've been having a lot of fun doing them. It's been a lot of fun for sure. Just an update. The thing where I said, what's this little thing for? Because I don't do the bells and whistles with my excuse me, with diamond painting and even cross stitch. I don't have all the fandangle things, like I just do. I'm your basics girls. I'm back to basics sort of thing, right? And I don't have all of that, all the stuff. And so when I opened up that one, I was like, I don't know what the hell this is. And Gail was mucking around in the comments of the live stream and all that sort of stuff. And that was fine. And then Rebecca from Admiral Zest, because I tagged her in it that I was promoting her thing. And not that I'm getting paid for it or anything, but just to let her know that I was very happy with it and all that sort of stuff. I mean, I don't think she's watching it every day, but she happened to watch it that day that I tagged her. Excuse me. And she commented on the diamond painting and told me what it was. So yeah, not the diamond painting, the slow stitching that day. Got my days confused. So anyway, yeah, she commented and told me what it was for, and it's exactly what Gail said. Said, you put the drills in and you just shake it around, and but I don't get, like, I haven't had in a long time, I have not had a problem with the drills being clumped together. So I've been pretty lucky. So it's not even something that would have been on my radar. And I generally just rub my finger, like I put them into the tray and then I just rub my finger on it and that breaks them apart pretty good. So yeah, I've never even thought about getting a little, container and putting a nut in it. Like, that didn't even come onto my radar. But yeah, so Rebecca from Admas says she must have been having a good chuckle to herself, especially if she was reading the comments. Oh, dear me. And thank you for everybody that has been commenting on it, on the videos and all that sort of stuff, and giving the thumbs up and all that. I hope that you are enjoying it. I paid my last invoice for the Mo Sales one, so I'm guessing that will go out in the next couple of days. Honestly, I am not expecting that before Christmas. I don't see it getting here before Christmas. Because even stuff that should be getting here quicker than what it is, or getting to places quicker than what it is, it's not moving very quick. So, yeah, so basically I'm not foreseeing that getting here anytime soon. But when it does come, I'll just do it as a haul video. Well, I might even just do it as an opening, and we can do that together and all that sort of stuff. But right now, I honestly don't foresee that coming, because I didn't get it until Saturday afternoon. It came through, which would have been Friday morning. She must have them set to go out in bulk. It depends where she is too. So, like whereabouts in the United States she is. So anyway, I didn't get it until Saturday afternoon when I noticed it had come in. So that means that she sent it on Friday. So she won't possibly see my payment, because I paid it straight away, until Monday. So it's Sunday, right? Sunday evening right now. So yeah, another 12 hours. And then I'm assuming, she's done this before, so she'll have it all packed up and ready to go. But then you've got to, like, I've had stuff sit in Chicago forever and a day around this time of year. So yeah, so everything slows down quite a bit, unless you pay that extra postage and get express postage done. Then you might get it a bit quicker, but I didn't pay for that, so because I paid it over the 12 months. So yeah, that won't be coming quick. But I have been watching on Instagram. I've been watching Shell_Trails. Hey Michelle, how you going? And seeing all her little advents. I haven't liked them all because I haven't got them to them all. For the last couple of days, for obvious reasons. I haven't really been on social media anyway. So yes, I'm looking forward to spending a little time on Instagram this morning when my first sprint starts, and then I'm going to go and check out her page and do all the thumbs up, and probably put myself in Instagram jail because I've liked too much. That's not necessarily a thing on Instagram, but it is a thing on Facebook. If you go into, say you've been away or whatever, and you go into Facebook and you go into a group, for instance, you come into our group, DDs group, and then you like everything that you've missed out on for the 2 weeks you're away, after a certain point they put you in Facebook jail. And you can't like or comment on anything, because they see you as someone that's spamming. But it's just me, is usually what I say. I've often been put in the Facebook jail for that very reason. So yeah, you have to be careful. This is such a cute little Santa hat. I think it's the color. I'm liking the color. I'm really digging the color. It's the perfect set of Christmas red. It's not too bright. It's got a little bit of darkness to it in some spots and whatnot. So I'm getting to the top of the Santa hat, so I'm being very, very cautious and marking off as I go because I don't want to make a mistake at this point either. So let me know in the comments what you think of the like the angle and all that sort of stuff. Hopefully you are liking it. I don't think I could do a live this way, but with the oh, I probably could. But yeah, it'd be a little bit tricky with the live, I guess, because of the focusing and stuff like that. But let me know in the comments what you think of the camera angle. I'm pretty happy with the camera angle. As I said, it is trying to focus a little bit and all that sort of stuff because there is a lot going on here. But once I've got a camera and everything, once I make the decision to which one to buy, I'm guessing we'll go back to the other style. And everybody will go, oh, thank goodness for that, I'm sure. So I'm using this one that I've got overhead. I can use my other one that I have where I face it because I've got two webcams, but it auto focuses even worse than this one. So yeah. And I've got it on passive as well, not super responsive, because if it's on responsive, it'll just constantly go blurry. And we don't want that. So yeah, technology has been the bane of my existence this year, I'll tell you. But anyway, we will get there in the end, and I do appreciate everybody sticking around and all the rest of it. It was a little bit funny on Saturday, but a little bit stressful at the same time when StreamYard decided to freeze. It was actually StreamYard, it wasn't my computer. Decided to freeze halfway through the live stream. So that was interesting. I'm like, okay. I actually had to log in on my phone. And then I had to do what I needed to do, like log in on my phone. And then I was trying to work out what I was doing and all that sort of stuff. And so then did that and then shut my computer down. So I was in the back of it, like in the studio. And then I shut my computer down and rebooted it and then went back into the live stream, and that fixed it. So I just have to, I know in future that's what I need to do. So it was very quick and easy to do that. But it still takes a few minutes for everything to get back online again. But we got there. So stressful. So stressful. But we got there in the end, which was good. So all right, now just cross that off. Okay, yeah. Yep. Okay. All right, we're coming in one. It's just weird because we've got these little flowers in here, but they're not full flowers. So it's just weird. Just making sure that I am doing the right one. I shouldn't stitch at 6:30 in the morning. Oh dear me. That's okay. You're used to me, right? So what am I going to do today? Today I have several videos to prep for. We're sprinting over on Dusty Book Sniffers, so I'll be using productivity sprints over there. So that's going to be happening today. Mia wants to go to the pool after I finish that, so I should be wrapping that up about 3 o'clock. So I've only got a 6-hour work day today, like solid work. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get everything prepped and whatnot because I've got a couple of videos to film. I've got some stuff I've got to film for Patreon as well. So pretty much in the next couple of days is all Patreon stuff and just you know, this sort of stuff for YouTube and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's all happening. All right, what have I done here? Let me just have a look. All right, we've got that one, miss one, that one, miss one, that one. Okay, all right. Miss one, that one. Oh, welcome to my head. It's very relaxed today because I have no idea what I'm talking about or anything. This is why I get so frustrated with the neighbors partying all weekend, because then it makes it very hard for me to function as a human being and string a sentence together because I'm fatigued and tired and all the rest of it. It's just crazy. How cute is this little hat? I love it. I think I need to stitch this up and put it on a little ornament for my Christmas tree. What do you reckon? A lot of these little things, little motifs that are in here, let's say a lot of like the little deer, the mittens, even Santa's boots would look cool on a little ornament as well. This little house, we've even got some little bells. The angel I'm not too fussed on. I'm not too sure why there's a crown, but anyway, even the little snowman I could even put onto, like, they're only little. On the candle, cute. So yeah, so I can always do a couple of those and put them up and all the rest of it. All right, so let's get into the next row. Yep, okay, just making sure we're going in the right spot. And then I think there's 2. We're almost finished. We've only got a couple more rows. So this is like a couple more rows where we're going to be having to make sure that we've got everything in the right spot. So we will get there, I promise. And I know it's probably really painful for you right now. So yeah, back to what I'm going to be doing this week. I will be just trying to get as much as I can get filmed this week, as well as entertaining little M. But she is been very, very understanding because of the simple fact that we've had a lot of rain and all that sort of stuff, and she was very excited. Like, I was the best grandma yesterday, apparently. Because I took her to the pool. I'm like, honey, I would have taken you to the pool the other days. I said, but I'm not going to sit at the pool in the rain. But they've taken away the little tables and stuff that they had there last year, which is ridiculous because so many parents go there that don't actually swim. And I'm a grandparent that doesn't swim. I don't like swimming. I just don't like it. I used to swim all the time when I was younger, but as I've got older, I'm just like, no, I don't want to swim anymore. I just find it too cold. And I don't know, I don't know, just being weird, right? So yeah, anyway, they took that away. So while I was at the pool yesterday, and so I go to the pool and I take my stitching with me and all that sort of stuff, and I get some stitches in, and I really enjoy my time while I'm there. And then Mia has a great time. I feel like I'm being productive. Sometimes I'll do planning and stuff like that, but I usually take a bag with me. Yesterday I didn't realize that they took away the tables and chairs, so I took my little frame down to do some stitching and all the rest of it, and then I had to sit up where the kids go to the toilet. Like, the toilet's right behind you where you sit, and then you've got people coming and going all the time and people sitting down having a chat to you, so not a lot of stitching gets done. But anyway, I've been still stitching and all the rest of it, but I'm a sort of person that I'm not good at talking to strangers and stuff like that, and whatnot. And yesterday it was nice. Like, I had a nice chat with this lady. She was very flustered and all the rest of it, and I could see that she was really flustered. She was very angry when she walked in. She had 2 little boys who I thought were like 4 and 5. Turns out they were 7 and 5, and so they were tiny as. And then it turns out that they had the same sort of situation that Mia did, and she's got them full time and all that. And anyway, so she was very, very frazzled and all that sort of stuff, and very, very cranky when she got there. By the time she left, she had a smile on her face, so that made me feel better because we sat there and chit chatted. See, this is what I don't like. This looks weird. That's because I've missed a stitch there, have I? Yes, I have. There we go. We'll put that stitch in. There we go. That now looks better. I'm thinking, why does that look like that? That's because you've made a mistake, Nicole. You twat. Anyway, that looks better. So yeah, but anyway, by the time she left, she goes, thank you so much for the chat, and like, she was very happy and all the rest of it. But I don't know how to talk to strangers. Like, yeah, I get very awkward and all that sort of stuff. And I've always been like that. Like that is not a new thing because I am actually incredibly shy as a human. I am very, very shy. I get very, very awkward very, very quickly. I just don't know where to put myself or anything like that. And Brendan has been my wingman for a very long time. But when we go to the pool, he's not there generally because you know he's at work and getting stuff done as well. And so yeah, so I find myself in a very awkward position to have to talk to people. So while I was there, when I first got there, we went over and sat under the tree, but it was just too uncomfortable for me to sit on the ground. So I bought a camp chair that is in a little bag that'll just sling over my shoulder so I can carry that. And they do have a little table that they've ordered in for me from Bunnings. That's only 40 centimeters. And again, that has a little handle that I can sling over my shoulder as well. So Mia will be able to help me and whatnot. And then that way we can go to the pool a little bit more regular because I just don't want to sit over underneath the shelter. I want to sit underneath the trees, feel like I'm outside, you know, not yesterday. I just felt like I was sitting on my veranda and not doing anything, you know, and it's very noisy over that part as well. Whereas over under the tree, it's a little bit quieter and it made me feel so good last year when I did that. Like I was getting out all the time. And I felt a lot better for that because I was out in the sunshine, not in direct sunshine because there's two massive trees that give a lot of dapple shade. But I still felt like I was out and about and just the sound of the trees rustling when the wind was going and all that sort of stuff. And yes, there was a lot of noise and whatnot, but not as bad as sitting underneath. And I can't film there either because like yeah, so whereas under the tree I can set the camera up if I need to film and talk about books or anything like that. I can actually still do a little bit of work and get that sorted out because a lot of time, you know, like I'll be reading a book or whatever and then I'll stop and I want to talk about it and then I'll just put that video together when I'm finished the book. And you can't do that if you've got kids running past you and like flipping water, like they run past, and it's not their fault. They're just running past and they're flicking water everywhere. And like, so I don't want it to get on my cross stitch and stuff. So yeah. So I ordered that. And then they said it was in when I ordered it online because I did a click and collect. And then when I went to go and get it, they didn't have any. And I'm like, but it says on the website that it's in stock. She goes, Gimpy's the only place that's got it. And I'm like, okay. So they refunded me that and because I couldn't leave the order pending. Because I'd taken part of the order. So that was fine. And then yeah, so they ordered it in. She goes, they should be, she goes, I don't know when it's going to be in. So it's probably going to be here after Mia leaves. So but that's fine. I'm okay with that. Just having a look here to make sure that I am in the right spot. Because this is down one. Yes. That's very exciting stuff when it's in the right place. Not that I think this would make much of a difference, but it could if I count off it and whatnot. I think when I started it, I counted it like 5 times to make sure it's the right spot. Anyway, so yeah, so that was what happened yesterday afternoon. So now I've got to wait for the little table to come. But in saying that, you know, like it is going to be a continual thing that she comes up here and goes to the pool and stuff. So, and there was only $22. So $34, I got myself a chair and a table that I can carry into the pool quite easily. So I was pretty happy with that little expenditure. And it means that my life is going to be a lot more comfortable and which means then I will stay there a little bit longer. So, and all that sort of stuff. So it benefits me, benefits her. And what happened just then? Why did you just not want to go through? It's not a knot in there, no? What's going on? Oh, what's happened here? Ah, I see what's happened. How do I get that knot out? Oh, it's actually knotted around the needle. And there's no way to get that out because it's actually gone around the needle. Can't even, oh gosh, I'm going to have to cut it out somehow. And it's tied up against it. go. All right. Let me just thread this up again. That's what you get when you leave your needles threaded for longer than 5 minutes and you put it away. All right, let's get this sorted and start putting some white in. That might work. Oh, look at that. Come through. It's going to work a little bit better now. This is very cute. So yeah, so I've got that. So now I've got to wait for that to come. And once that comes, then I've got it, and then I can just put it away. And yeah, because I'm the one that ends up having to go down to the pool with her because everybody else is working. So, and I feel bad for her because I don't swim. So, but she still has a good time, and she makes friends so easily. Like, it's so, like, she's such a friendly little girl. Like, she really is. She just loves everybody, and she's such a happy little thing as well. So that's why it surprises me when her mum says that she's having issues at school and all that sort of stuff. Brendan sort of had a bit of a talk to her about not doing her schoolwork and stuff. She's been a bit pig-headed at school and whatnot, but I'm actually going to blame the school for this one, because when she starts mucking up, and this is a thing, because I've spoken to, like, because she went to a private school here, so they when she was here, they wouldn't put up with her rubbish. If she didn't do something, that basically, you need to do it, and that's that. And so, because all the other kids were doing it, that was that, right? But she has worked out at this new school that she's at, that if she doesn't do her work, they just give her the iPad to keep quiet. And it's like, yeah, she's on to you guys. And so now she just doesn't do her work because she gets the iPad. So, and I don't think oh, I put that in the wrong spot. I started in the wrong spot. I'm thinking that's going to be too close. What's going on here? Everything else is right. What's going on? That's because Nicole did not start it in the right spot. That's okay. It won't take long to pull that out. At least I caught it straight away. Whereas if I'd have done the half leg, I wouldn't have picked that up until too late. Well, maybe I would have, because it would have been too close to the little hat. So yeah, so she's cottoned on. See, when she comes here, she's very calm and everything, because she's not allowed to have the iPad, because I learnt very early with her, like, because the girls had their iPads and stuff like that, but they were very limited on what they're not gamers or anything like that. They're not even really social media bunnies either. They do get on social media and they do use it for, to talk to their friends and stuff like that, but they don't tend to like want to be on it, so to speak, which is quite evident because they won't let me put stuff up with them in it. So anyway, that's fine, and all the rest of it. And they had iPads, so when she was little, she would want to get onto their iPad. And so I let her use mine for a little while, but it changes her. And it was funny because I was talking to that lady yesterday, and she said the same thing. She goes, so there was, like, her grandkids are like very tiny because they've been malnourished and all that sort of stuff, and she's got them full time. I really do not know what these parents are thinking when they have children. Like, you have to feed your children. But anyway, they're malnourished, and she was just talking about the associated problems with it and all that sort of stuff. It was quite nice I think it was good to talk to someone that's actually had gone through the same thing. And I just said, yeah, like, my granddaughter's gone back to her mum now and all that sort of stuff. And she goes, oh, how did you cope with that? And I said, well, it was hard. I fell apart and all that sort of stuff. And she's had it happen to her twice where they've gone and come back. And every time it's not been good. And so yeah, so anyway, she was talking about that and all the rest of it. And I said, yeah, when Mia come to us, she was quite malnourished and all the rest of it. And I said, now she has an obsession with food and making sure that she eats all the time. And I just said, look, one of the things that I did that I for her, so she didn't have to ask me for food all the time, I gave her a shelf in the fridge. and then she was able to just go and help herself to stuff that was on her shelf. So things like I put apples and carrot sticks and olives because she loves olives, and little baby gherkins that you get from Woolworths. And so I put all that sort of stuff, all the stuff that I know that she liked, and that, and it wasn't super filling either, but it was okay for her to just graze. And she's a vegetable and fruit kid anyway. I said, so you just got to be wise. I said, that's what I did. And she goes, that is a really good idea. So and then I said, she goes, what did you do like with an eye? She goes, does your little granddaughter get aggressive with the when she gets the iPad? I'm like, that and YouTube, like any social media. She was watching kids YouTube, and I found that she was really irritable and grumpy and all that sort of stuff. And she wasn't watching copious amounts of hours or anything. I said, and oh my God, give her an iPad and it's a different kid within half an hour. I said she doesn't have an iPad at home anymore because her mother was like, what is wrong with her? I said, it's not good for her. It's not for her good for her brain makeup and all the rest of her brain's growing. It is not being active. And I truly believe it is nature's way of telling us that these items are not good for growing children. And she said the same thing. She goes, her youngest one is worse than the 7-year-old. But she goes, it's like and I said, and I finished a sentence, like a switch has just been flipped. She goes, exactly. And I'm like, it's wild. I've never seen anything like it. I said, my kids never were like that. I said, and that's what I said to her. I said, it's like nature's trying to tell us as parents and caregivers that these items are not good for your growing child's brain. And yet here we are at school and they're handing it to her. So, Brendan said, basically said to her, you've just got to get with the program and do what you're supposed to do. Before you know it, you won't even be in school anymore because you'll be a big girl. You're already 8, and just sort of tried to explain it to her that way. So hopefully we're hoping that that will make a big difference for her, and then she will get a bit of a stronger teacher also this year, and not this year, next year. And because Dharma Jane did say that her teacher wasn't a very strong teacher, and the teachers that she had when she started prep and then she had in first class were very strong teachers, had been teaching for quite some time, whereas this teacher she's got this year, I think it's her second year of teaching, so she's not quite got the authority yet with the kids. And I mean, let's face it, children are like a lioness. They're watching the herd of the whatever they call them, what are they, wildebeest or whatever, the deer. Let's just say go with the deer. They're watching the deer in the grass, and they're looking for that first sign of weakness, and as soon as they find it, they're on it. So but yeah, and I mean, it's nothing against that teacher. She's probably a wonderful teacher. She's just not there with the authority with the kids yet, being so new and all that sort of stuff, which is absolutely fine. I'm sure Savannah's going to be exactly the same. Although Savannah does have my stink eye. Because it was so funny on Friday night. We were sitting there and we're talking and all the rest of it, and Mia, as soon as you start talking and you're not focusing on Mia, she's like all kids, will start jumping around like a bloody lunatic, right? So anyway, we just sort of ignore her and go and keep talking. And then I was starting to get really cranky with her, and so I didn't say anything. I just looked at her and I just kept looking at her until she stopped doing what she was doing. I didn't need to tell her what she was doing. She already knew she was doing the wrong thing. And anyway, Savannah turned around and went, Mima's giving you the stink eye and it's making me uncomfortable. Can you stop? I pretty much just cracked up laughing after that. And then Mia thought it was funny. I'm like, I'm serious, please stop. Okay, she's not joking. I'm not happy with you jumping around on the couch. It's going to wreck my couch. And so anyway, I just thought that was hilarious. It's making me uncomfortable. Stop it. Because a lot of time I only had to look at my kids. I never really, the two younger ones, Dharma Jane and I had our issues and all the rest of it, but the two younger ones, I'd only have to shoot them a sideways look and they'd cease and desist. And Mia's a little bit more like her mum. She'll just keep pushing the envelope until, she breaks you on that. But she tries to break me a lot, and I'm just like, excuse me. And she's like, sorry, Mima. Like, right. Don't be talking to me like that. Same as when she got on the phone, she called me bruh. I'm like, who the hell are you talking to? She's like, and then the other day, because I said to her she's not allowed to say bro or brah or whatever it is that they talk our shay to me. Anyway, the other day I've gone bro, and because that was the only way I could get her attention. And she's like, you told me I wasn't allowed to say it. I said, you didn't say it, I did. And she goes, well, if I'm not allowed to say it, you're not allowed to say it. I said, that is the first time I've probably said that in a long time. I don't even think it was bro. I think it was actually dude that I said. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? I might have said bro, I don't know. But anyway, I'm like, do not say that to me. But yeah, and then she called me out on it. I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting called out by an 8-year-old. What is going on? It's fun and games, but she's been good. She's been very, very patient, and whatnot, which is great. As I said, I've got a lot of videos to do this week, and so today is going to be a day where I just set everything up. I've got some stuff I've got to cut out for Wolf Out Rambles. I've got a couple of 3 quilt blocks I've got to sort out, so I'll get them all sorted out. And yeah, one was supposed to go up last week, and as I said, I was having the camera issues of it getting really hot, so it just didn't go out. So I'm going to endeavor to get it done this, like today and tomorrow, get all the prepping done, get everything cut out, get all the paperwork done. The magazine, it should be back from the proofreaders because it's still Sunday, where because it goes to the US, because I haven't been able to find a proofreader here that is willing to do it. And there's a girl that I know on social media. She said, look, I'm willing to do it and whatnot. She's in the US. So yeah, so I'm just waiting for that to, like, I have a couple of people, but that look it over if she can't do it, but it's not something that they do regularly, or want to do regularly, and that's fine. But yeah, so I've got her and and whatnot. And yeah, so all the magazines together and all that sort of stuff. I've just got to wait for it to come back from there. So there's going to be a lot going up into the Patreon this week. I've also almost through finishing editing editing out all the swear words out of the garden one, because oh my goodness, I did not realize my daughters and I, when we're doing a lot of hard work, gee, we're potty mouths. Oh, so yeah, so I'm still, I'm speeding up spots and taking out words and all that sort of stuff. It's not choppy though, like that's why it's taking a little bit longer, because I'm trying to get it so it's not choppy. Oh dearie me, but it should go up this week, so we should end up with a whole heap of stuff going up in the next week on Patreon. And I've got the last of the pictures from Savannah for Savannah's Crafty Corner, which she was supposed to send through because she forgot to take pictures of a particular item, and she was supposed to send them through yesterday so I could do up the post last night, and she didn't send them through until midnight. So anyway, we have those now, and I can put them up, because we had the beginning of one of the projects where we didn't have an end picture, and they're about to go off as a gift to someone. So yeah, so that's why I'm like, I need those pictures before they go off to your friend's bedroom. And then she's like, oh yeah, I forgot to take them. So she took them and sent them through at midnight last night. So that will be going up today. I'll get that together. So you'll see something there. What else is happening today? Basically, I'm just going to be using sprints to get everything prepped and all the rest of it. I'll probably load the quilt machine and all that sort of stuff. I was going to be doing some diamond painting and whatnot, but I don't think I'm going to get to that today. I need to get everything else prepped, because it's just going to make the rest of my week run smoothly. And normally when my neighbors carry on, that's what I do, but because I was already tired from last week, I just wanted to relax over the weekend, and that's why nothing really got done. Like, I still done stuff. I still did live streams and all that sort of stuff, but yeah. I'm sure you understand that. And you know, like, it's not as if I'm not doing the stuff, it's just they've been a bit delayed. And I've got to learn to not beat myself up so much about it. Like, this whole conversation is because I'm feeling guilty because I feel like I haven't kept up my end of the bargain and whatnot. But I have to be a little bit lenient on myself. I am here by myself most days because everybody's working outside of the house. I'm the only one that works inside the house. I've got an 8-year-old here that I have to entertain and all that sort of stuff. So I have to learn to be a little bit more lenient on myself. But Nerily asked me last night, she goes, oh, when's Mia coming back after Christmas? I said she's not, because I only have her for 3 weeks out of the school holidays. I said, but I've got way too much on, too much planning, too much stuff. I've got stuff happening on BookTube, and I need to be able to do that and not be behind. I need to get ahead and not fall behind again. I can't start the year on the back foot. And she goes, that's fair enough. I said, you know, like, as it is, we picked her up on the 20th? 22nd, I picked her up of November, and I'm not taking her back until after the 16th. So she could be still here on the 20th. So that's almost a month that she's been here. And so that's a month of me chasing my tail. So I'm just not up for that, to do that in January, because I have a lot of plans, a lot of things that I'm putting in place, a lot of things that I need to prep up. Like, I've got to cut fabric and all sorts of stuff for quilt blocks and projects and all that sort of stuff, and put them all in baggies and have it all prepped and ready to go. So that's sort of where I'm at with that. And so she won't be coming back in the January part of the holidays. So yeah, all right. So that is the little Santa hat. It's all done. All right. So you will see this piece more often than not this month, because every stitch with me that I have, this is the piece that I work on. Sometimes I'll spend 30 minutes with you. Sometimes I might spend an hour with you. You'll see how we go. I don't think at this stage I'm going to do any live streams of a stitch with me, because it's just easier. Like, even if it's noisy or whatever in the house, I can still stitch, film it, and then just do a voiceover for it. So yeah, so basically that's sort of where I'm at with that. But I do have a diamond painting, live stream tomorrow on Tuesday. If you're in the so in the southern hemisphere, it's Tuesday morning. If you're in the northern hemisphere, it'll be Monday night. So yeah, I do have a diamond painting where we're just going to do a live stream and do that. And then of course on Friday we have another stitch with me, and on Wednesday we have our block going up, and then on Saturday we have another live stream. So it's going to be a bit of a mixed bag this December. It's definitely a Vlogmas, because I'm working on all different projects and all the rest of it. But as I said, the little Santa hat is now done. We're going to be moving on. Let me see where we're going to move on to next time we're back. I have a little snowflake, a little blue snowflake to do, so I'll probably do that. And then we're going to be moving on to this one here. So yeah, we'll do that. I mean, I could come down here and finish this page, but I'm sort of just working my way across at the moment. So yeah, we're going to come across to those birds there, which will be quite a big one to do. So yeah, and then we've only got a couple more things. So I'm guessing by the end of our Stitchmas, we should be somewhere over here, or at least in this one. And I'm also going to do some stitching on this outside of it, because it's not the full 12 days that I'll be recording, because we've got slow stitching Saturday and diamond painting in here this time. But as I said, that is it for me today. If you have yet to like this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up down below. If you're new here, they're not normally this chaotic, but if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and a little bell icon beside it. That way you won't miss out on any future posts. I hope that you enjoyed today and enjoyed seeing the little Santa hat come together. I absolutely adore this little hat. This little hat's going to get stitched up again and put on a little ornament for my tree. It is a must-have for the tree, I think. All right, but as I said, that is it for me today. Have a wonderful day, everybody. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.